What's up, Saiyan Army? So in today's video, this is a video I promised to do a month ago. I'm gonna tell you guys my social media story, how I grew my YouTube channel, how I grew my social media platforms from 0 to 257,000 subscribers in a little over 2.5 years, almost 3 years. In fact, September makes 3 years of consistent uploading on YouTube. And I'm pretty much just gonna tell you guys my story, give you guys tips and tricks, keep it raw, and just try to help you guys as much as possible. I started lifting when I was 15 years old, and I never went to go to the gym. I was 120 pounds. I was super shy. I thought everyone was gonna judge me, think that I wanted to get big, I wanted to make gains, which I did, you know what I mean? But it's funny how like when you're trying to change as a kid, people always like try to put you back in your place, try to look down on you like, oh, what, do you think you're gonna get big? Do you think you can build muscle? Like, what are you doing in the gym, man? You're 120 pounds. But anyways, yeah, I started lifting weights from 15, started making some gains. I gained like 20 pounds. I got up to 180 pounds actually in my senior year of high school. And I would help a lot of friends. You know, I would tell them, come to the gym with me, teach them form, teach them how to make gains. So fast forward a few years later, I was, you know, I didn't go to college. I was waiting tables and whatnot. And it was always on the back of my mind that I wanted to do YouTube. I wanted to do something that could help others. I wanted to do something that was like bigger than me, you know, that I could help people on a larger scale, and YouTube was that perfect platform. Personal training to me wasn't really a thought back then. I never really wanted to be a personal trainer, but I always liked to help people. The problem was I was lazy. Here living in Hawaii, you know, I had the choice of either going to the beach with my friends or filming a video today. You know, I would go to the beach, you know, and I had all my friends and family here, and I just couldn't get focused on what I ever wanted to do. And that's a big tip for you guys. You know, if you have a passion or if you have a dream that you just can't stay consistent on, or you just, you know, you have too many outside factors going on and you don't have any responsibilities, you don't have, you know, family, you don't have kids, then just take your ass and move. 5 years ago, my girlfriend, Chichi, aka Kristen, wanted to move to the East Coast, and I was like, why would we move? You know, we got everything here, we got the beach, we got friends, we got family, you know, why would we ever leave Hawaii? It's paradise, you know, and things kind of went south with my job, and I was like, okay, I took her up on it, and she decided she wanted to move to the East Coast because the West Coast, you know, there's too much Hawaii people going on, it's too much like Hawaii. She wanted to do the complete 180, so I said, if you picked East Coast, I get to pick where, and everyone's heard the Jay-Z song, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. It's a concrete jungle. So I was like, fuck it, let's go to New York and give it a go. So we went out to New York, and that's really where I finally got focused on my YouTube. I started coming out with videos not super consistently, but more consistently, and I started getting focused on my gains as well. And another thing we did once we flew out to the East Coast was we started networking more with other people. So we went to this expo called FitCon, and that was back in 2014. I had 2,500 subscribers, walking around giving, you know, other YouTubers bags of coffee just so, you know, just as a thank you, and maybe they would remember me. One YouTuber did remember me. His name was Nick Wright, and thank God for Nick Wright because I sent him a message a month after FitCon, and he invited me to go to his place in Rhode Island, and that gave me my initial bump in YouTube. A lot of you guys watching this video now have come from that Nick Wright collab, and that collab took me from 2,500 to 15,000 subscribers, and then that's where I really started getting consistent. One of the main things with YouTube is you gotta stay consistent. I don't care if nobody's watching your videos, just consistently upload. I don't care if you're getting 5 views a video. What I understood was, compound interest. Those 5 people, you know, they're your best friends, and they're gonna tell 5 more people. And if you get 10 people, you can get 100. If you can get 100 people, you can get 100,000. And sooner or later, if you keep on going, you keep on putting up good content that people wanna watch, you'll get 1 million as well. My ultimate goal is 1 million. I wanna grow the Saiyan Army to 1 million strong, but I just want that marker, you know? It's all about ascending and setting goals. Also, that was when I found myself, and that's where I changed my name to Gokuflex. A huge influence in me growing up was Dragon Ball. I remember running home from school every afternoon, trying to get home by like 3 o'clock or whatever the time it started, and just turning on the channel and watching Dragon Ball and just be like idolizing these guys. And I didn't even think back then that, hey, I could look like them. And it was funny because if you asked me like 10, 15 years ago, you know, if thought I was trying to go for them, you know, I would have told you no, you know, because I never had the self-confidence to think that I could ever look like them, nor do I even think I look like them today, you know, I'm still striving. My self-confidence was very low growing up as a kid. I just thought I was normal, you know, if you looked up normal in the dictionary, you would have saw me. And what I really like about it, this is how it goes, this is what I really like about it, and the Saiyan mindset is that no matter how hard they get knocked down, no matter how badly they get beaten, they always get back up and they always come back stronger. And that's what I really love about this show is It talks about overcoming and ascending, getting better, you know, helping people. And that's where I decided to change my name to Gokuflex. And I didn't want to just be known as just Matt Keto. I wanted to do something a little bit different than most people were, because most people back in the day in early Instagram was just using their normal names. And that's what I did for a little bit. And then I changed it to Gokuflex, and I've been known as that since. And most of you guys watching don't even know my real name, but it's all good, you know? So moving forward, next tip on growing your channel is learn how to optimize your keywords. Type in the video name, the video title that you have in that video, and search to see what the views are like. You know, did this guy post a video 2 months ago that used this title? And don't copy the title like verbatim or anything, but just post something similar, you know? Post something that people are searching for. That's how I got my how to get big arm series, how to get big back, how to get big legs, you know, because that's what people are searching for. And lots of, you know, some of you guys might have found my channel through those videos. What happens is you can change one tiny word in the title. That word you change in the title can make all the difference. It can make the difference between 0 people watching your video or 1,000, you know. Thumbnails, make sure you guys have a good eye-catching thumbnail. Don't create something that you took with like an iPhone 2 and throw it up that's all pixelated and whatnot, unless that has to do with your video. But create something that's eye-catching, that makes people want to click on your video, you know. If it's a video about, you know, getting big arms, make sure you have big fucking arms in the thumbnail. Get thumbnails that people want to click on. Just make them eye-catching. What you're gonna find is everyone has their own unique style to thumbnails. Some people like to put a lot of text on the thumbnails. Some people, you know, just leave it plain. Starting my YouTube channel, like I didn't know like exactly what kind of videos I was gonna make. I didn't know like exactly what I was gonna do. And one of my most used ways I do my YouTube videos is the video over video workout footage. I've done that for over 2 years, and it got me to over 250,000 subscribers because, you know, people like the information I have to tell. It's a lot easier than filming raw workouts and, you know, being in between sets, catching my breath, trying to explain to you guys what I'm trying to do, you know. But people really like that, and that's what I did for majority of the time, and that was kind of like my thing going forward. And here is one of the biggest tips I can give for you guys, and that is add value to people. Why am I watching you? You know, people will ask me like, oh, I make, you know, comedy skits. How is that adding value? You're making people laugh. If you're a vlogger, you're adding value to people because you're making people forget. Maybe they're going through a rough time in life and they just need to forget about what's going on in their life. You know, maybe whatever, the depression or whatever anxiety that they're going through in life. So add value to people. You know, for me, the way I add value to people is one, obviously through entertainment and some cool editing that hopefully we're doing in this video. But another way that I add value is I try to change people's lives. I try to give people tips on their fitness journey. I try to prepare them so they don't have to repair later on when they go to the doctor. You know, I'm trying to help you guys get your ass off the couch and get in shape. And that's how I want to give back to people, and because that's what I feel is my gift. I talked about this before, but honestly, I'm not good at much. I'm not really talented at anything. You know, I can't jump real high. You know, I'm not a Beckham. I can't run real fast or anything. But I feel like my gift is that I can help people through their fitness journeys, and that's something that I really love. I just want to make a difference, and YouTube is that platform that I can make a difference. So by me putting out videos with a good heart that is trying to help people, that, you know, that hopefully can change people's lives, that's how I will grow. The more quality content I put out, the more I'm gonna grow on YouTube. And that's the same for you guys. The more you guys, you know, try to help people, try to add value to others, the more your channels will grow. People will realize, oh, this guy's actually trying to help me. You know, I'm gonna subscribe to him, I'm gonna tell my friends about him. You know, I'm gonna share his video on Facebook. I'm gonna share his video, you know, I'm gonna tell my parents about him, I'll share my cousins, and they're all gonna subscribe to this guy because, you know, he's good, and they're gonna start talking to their friends. And that's one of my niches as well. That's another tip, is find a niche. You know, for me, my niche in the fitness industry is I combine Dragon Ball with lifting. And I'm one of the few YouTube channels to actually do that because I was really inspired by Dragon Ball to start lifting. In conclusion, start YouTube not for the money. Do it to help people. Do it to add value to others. You know, create good thumbnails, create good titles, you know, find a niche in the market. Just stay consistent. Above all, consistency is king. And that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope I could add some value to your lives today. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love, strength, and honor. Aloha.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!